Have you ever seen a function defined in Python and you are seeing something like an asterisk or you are seeing double asterisk together? So you have probably thought that this is a magic. What is going on with this? So I'm going to show you the mystery behind this asterisk now in Python. And by the end of this video, you'll be able to use these tiny symbols to do pretty much how you want to use it, pretty much anyhow you want to use it in Python. Alright, so before we dive into today's topic, we are talking about args and kwargs, which is argument, keyword argument, right? So before we dive into it, my name is Andrew, and this is my YouTube channel, Code Retro. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you like this video at the end of this video. Alright, so when we talk about right here, this stands for argument, and this is just used for positional argument. So now, first off, now when we are talking about this, now this is a single style when we use when we are doing this. So this is a single asterisk right here, and this is when you don't know how many positional arguments that you might need in your function. So instead of having a fixed number of arguments that you want, you can collect a tuple of them to collect as much as you need in your positional argument. So let's say we have a function that add numbers together right here. So we can say def add numbers right here. And I don't know how many numbers I want to be able to collect from this user. This is where this keywords comes in. You can just go ahead and say args right here. Right. So now I can just go ahead and say total is equals to sum. So I'm using sum now, and I'm taking all the args right there. So what I will have traditionally do is something like my add number right here, my add number right here might have taken something like this, maybe num1, num2, I like that, till the number I specify. But now I want to be able to accommodate for as much number as possible. So I can just go ahead and say return total right here now. So if I decide to run, let me print now, decide to run print add numbers, you'll see I'll be able to adapt these to as much as possible number I want to use it for. So I should run that again now, print numbers, and I will say right here, I can just use two numbers right here. So let's just go ahead and run this program and see how it goes. So now we can see that we are getting the sum on both sides. So this is simply how args works. It just helps you to get as much number as possible, just like telling you, don't worry, just use the keyword args and as much as you want, how we handle it. You don't need to worry about them. So it's perfect when you don't know how much positional argument you will receive beforehand in advance. So now let's just move to the next one right here. So I'm just going to go ahead and comment this code out. Now let's talk about kwargs itself. So this is keyword argument. This is just like a keyword connector, and we use double asterisk for this. So now when we talk about keyword argument now, so instead of using random numbers, you want flexible details. Let's say a user profile, but you don't know as much detail that this user is going to provide. So this user provides just first name and last name. Is he also going to provide date of birth, age, best friends, next of kin? Is going to provide some other information. So you use double asterisk to collect them into a dictionary. So don't forget, this last one was collected as a tuple. So I should go ahead and print out total here, args right here first. You see that this is collected as a tuple. So let me just uncomment this so we can have it printed out. So you can notice that this is collected as a tuple. But when you're using keywords argument right here now, which is kwargs right here, is going to be collected as a dictionary. Alright, so what I can just do now is still use that same example of a user profile. I'm going to say dev. I'm going to say right here, user. Okay, dev user profile. Okay, user profile. So this is the user profile now, and I want to use this keyword right here. Argument kwargs, right? So I'm using kwargs right here, and I want to just go ahead and say, let me print out every key that was provided for value and for key and value in kwargs. Just the same way we used to unpack dictionary dot items. So if we do it this way, in kwargs dot items, I just want to go ahead and print this out using formatted string. And I just want to say, alright, so let me just say my key is here. And after my key, I want to go ahead and print out value. Right. So I have it this way. So now I can just go ahead and say, now I'm calling this user profile and I'm providing as much details as I want. I just go ahead and say name equals to 100. And I just decide to say age. Alright, so I just put 25. Alright. And I just say, alright. Now I can just go ahead and say country. Alright, now country, I can just say Nigeria. So this is what I provided now. So I should go ahead and run this now. Alright, so okay. For my column right there. So I should go ahead and run this now. You see that we are getting all the details I provided. What if I add one more details to these and I just say, alright, so can I add to this? Okay. What if I add more details? Then I just say something like email. And it's just like Andrew at gmail.com. So let me just go ahead and run this now and let's see this. So now you can see email is added automatically. Alright. And I can even decide to do more with this. I can say if, okay, I decide to say if first name now. And let's say something like first name right here in Kwargs. And let's just say print out. Alright. Alright, so I want to print out first name is. I don't need that. So let me just change this to lowercase. And I'll just go ahead and say right here first name. Alright, so I'm just going to like to add. Okay, I'd like to change this to first name. So let's just run this, which, yes, we have an error. Alright, so let's run this again. Alright, so to do this, let's take a look at printing out Kwargs itself. And so printing out Kwargs.keys. And printing out Kwargs.items. So you can just see whether this is structure. Alright. So now this printing out Kwargs is giving us a dictionary. Then Kwargs.keys is giving us this. So I can just say now if first name now is in right. So if this key is in Kwargs right here, so let's go ahead and print out Kwargs right there. So first name is 100, just like that. So I can just add some conditions to check if some certain keywords were provided. So you can just pass in more details here with a function, without the function knowing what you're going to pass in the first place. So that makes it flexible for you. So is there a way that we can combine this for more powerful program? in Python. Of course, you can combine both args and kwargs, right, in one function. So that makes our function to be able to handle any kind of input now. So let's say we're having a function that, let's say this function is particularly made to log events. So we're going to go ahead and say doc function log event right here. So we're going to say function log event. I'm just saying right here event name, and I have these args, and I also have these kwargs right here. I'm not sure if I'm getting the pronunciation right, but I can go ahead. So I'm just going to go ahead and say print now using formatted string again, event. How to print out the event itself. Just going to go ahead and print out event name. So now when I print out event name, I want to print out details, right? Details of this event. And I'm going to go ahead and say details right here. And I'll just print out as itself. Then I just get these two and print this out again. Right. So I can decide to come ahead and say log event. So I'm calling this function name now, I'm logging in, say users login. And when this is a login, we just have more details. So user want to log in, and this particular event was a success. Then later on, we are providing things like the IP address of this user 192. Alright, let's say 16, as it says. Alright. Alright, so after this user has login, so the next thing, okay, next thing we're gonna provide location again. And we just set this to UK. Right. So now if you look at this now, this is particularly having a function that uses both args, which you can see right here, and kwargs itself. So I should go ahead and run this now. So now we can see the details of the tuple of kwargs that was collected, and also the keyword argument that was collected. Right. So now, where do you not see this in real life now? So use both args and kwargs everywhere. Your packages use this, your decorator, your API calls, and even when you're initializing classes in package. So these are like basically the backbone of Python when it comes to flexibility. When it comes to flexibility, just imagine you're creating a function greet. You can use like name, and instead of you just writing, you can use name and many other things together, getting name, age, or whichever thing to get maybe the day, the time of the day. So you can easily say good morning, good afternoon, or good night. So that's the mystery of asterisk and kwargs solved in this video. So is this more flexible? And as a recap now, kwargs is used for flexible positional argument, while kwargs is used for keyword argument. And one more thing, you don't have to make it kwargs. So let's just say now, I remove this and I just leave it as KW, and right here I'm doing the same thing, KW, right? You can say that it still works. So it's not the name that matter, but the asterisk you are putting as initial. So if it is a single asterisk and I just change this to data, it's going to add this as a positional argument. But if it is double asterisk and I use whatever name I want to use, it's going to add it as a keyword argument. So together, we can this to make our function unstoppable. So now it's your turn. Try creating a flexible function with Python and let me know in the comment section how you use kwargs and args creatively. So don't forget to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Code With You, and share this help me to grow and motivate me to prepare my next video. So bye. See you next time.